Grab your gear, let's hit the water. Paddle and fin where the vibe gets hotter. Kayak fishing, straight talk, hear the stories unfold. Starting freshwater adventures bold. With multiple hosts, yeah, the crew's all here. Casting lines in rivers, no need for fear. From the east to the west, we're making waves. Join the tournament hype, see how it raves. Paddle and fin, we're on the go. From the lakes to the oceans, let the good times flow. Fishing tales and triumphs will paint the scene. Give reviews and profiles, you know what we mean. Bring special guests, every episode shines. This is kayak fishing, where the world aligns.
Chasing the 20-incher Susquehanna River podcast is brought to you by these great companies. Railblazer, think outside the tackle box. Kayak Cushion, for them long days on the water. Achigan brand, the official brand of smallmouth bass. Blue Mountain Outfitters, Susquehanna's local kayak shop. Ken's Jigs, need a custom jig? Don't look any further. Nico Fishing Baits, next generation of soft plastics. And Undercover Baits, get hooked on Undercover Baits. Thanks for watching and welcome to the show.
That's 20. That is a 20.
That never gets old, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to update it though.
Yeah. That's a 21, baby. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there. I hope you enjoyed your Sunday with whatever loved ones you have. And yeah, happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day also to all the father figures out there who might not have kids of their own, but definitely are mentors to other people. I know a lot of gentlemen that fall into that category, so I wanted to give them a shout out too.
I just got a photo from Ryan Raridan. I got it uploaded as we speak. Here it is. This is Ryan in his glory at the Kayak Adventure Series.
I heard about that. I'm sure there's a good story behind that.
He got them signed by Drew Gregory. He said if he was to win the tournament, he was going to wear them up on stage on Saturday. I
am disappointed that didn't come to fruition.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's we had a weird schedule. We had some tournaments last weekend and everybody was so beat and tired, so we canceled. And it's kind of good that we did because I didn't want our next one to fall on the 4th of July. And our next one's going to be next weekend because that way we don't fall on the 4th. And next week we're going to have Mike Acord on to announce the date for the Susquehanna Kayak Classic on the Susquehanna River. So that'll be next week on Sunday at 8:00. We'll have him on. And we're also trying to get the rep from, oh man, who sponsored that last year? 13 Fishing. Rapala? Yes. Is that Rapala
now? Who does own 13 Fishing now?
I think it's Rapala right now. So
okay,
we're gonna try to get him on with Mike. We'll see if that happens.
Okay.
But this show, we have two very good fishermen that win a lot of money all the time. We'll bring them in after we take care of the river levels and the photos of the week. We have Charlie Russler and Rudy Yarworth. So they're in the green room right now. And we're going to get into the river levels. The river levels are brought to you by Railblazer. Think outside the tackle box. Go ahead, Sean, if you want to start it.
All right. We're going to jump off with Harrisburg Harrisburg is sitting at 3.64 feet, and it's like right there at the bottom of the chart. So yeah, that and I was out on the lower Susquehanna today, so we'll see what the Marietta gauge looks like, but it was low.
Yeah. Next, we have Lewisburg. That's the West Branch, 2.29 feet, and also sitting pretty steady. Kind of a drop, but it's sitting pretty steady.
All right. Next, we'll jump over to the Marietta gauge. Whoops. And that is sitting at 34.23 feet. Also nice and steady. Like I said, I went out of Wrightsville today. I couldn't even launch at John Wright because it was so shallow. I would have had to drag over rocks. So I went down to the main ramp.
Oh, wow.
Launched there. Yeah, it was low.
Pretty low. And then we have Towanda. Towanda's really low, 0.79 feet.
Wow.
Definitely be dragging up there.
Yep. And then last we have Juniata at Newport, and that is sitting at 3.58 feet and looks just about as steady as everything else. It's weird. I saw Vincent Stutter post a video where he was saying it was high by him, but maybe the video was just old. But I just saw it today because it surprised me. I'm like, I don't know where he's fishing, but everywhere I've seen it looks pretty low.
Yeah, I don't think we have a rise anywhere. I mean, we're supposed to get an inch of rain tomorrow, I think, so that might help a little bit. But
should
we got like a month, a little over a month before Bassmasters, so I'm hoping we get some rain.
Yeah, that would help. Not too early though, because otherwise we'll just drop right back down again. So,
Michael Bradley's in the chat. Evening, fellas. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, buddy. And to all. Scotty Hepner, same to you, buddy. Happy Father's Day.
It was nice to meet you, Scotty, the other day at the ramp. That was good to meet you in person finally. So,
yeah. I think that's the second time I fished with him over there at
okay.
that ramp.
Gotcha.
All right, well, you want to do the photos? We'll get into the photos. The photos are brought to you by Achigan brand, the official brand of smallmouth bass. We are going to pick a winner for a $50 gift card because it seems that people aren't contacting me. So, I mean, $50 for Achigan, you can get a hat and then
a really nice sweatshirt.
Yeah, something. And then, I mean, that's $50 off whatever you order. So, all right, I'll start it off, Sean. We got first one is B1 Vang, the B1 Vang with a beautiful smallmouth bass.
Heck yeah, that's a nice one. Next up, we got Brooke Williams with another nice smallmouth.
Yeah, that's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, look at and it looks ginormous.
All right, next we have Frank Blemler. Another big fish.
Yeah,
man, everybody's catching the big ones. Jeez.
All right, next up we have Hunter Simon with another. Look at I love the striping on that. That's really good. I love
that's got to be up
like
north somewhere. I would think that's probably Lake Erie or something like that.
Okay.
All right, next we have one of our team members, Jake Karen.
Nice, Jake.
Oh, he's submitting photos to us. Thanks for sending that in, Jake.
I think Jake was up at Oneida this week, so I don't know if that's from there or not, but either way, nice fish, bud.
That kind of looks like the Susky to me.
True. All right, next up we have my buddy Jake Fromm with a nice smallie on a glide bait, it looks like.
Glide bait fish. Nice.
So, yeah, nice fish, bud.
All right, next we have Jim Cars. I don't even know how to pronounce that last name. Carchidi. If I butchered it, I'm sorry. Looks like a happy
yeah, either way, Jim, that's an awesome fish. That thing looks like a football, man.
Heck yeah. Thanks for sending that in.
All right. Next up, we have our buddy Larry Okonski Larry, I'm sure Carlisle can talk a little bit more about him and Larry's adventures yesterday or this weekend. But either way, nice fish, Larry. Thanks for sending that in, bud.
Good job, buddy. Next, we have Nikki Keller. Nikki Keller with a nice. She's been.
Yeah, I was going to
she's been
say,
slamming the big fish.
heck yeah, she's
I
a
think the
hammer.
last show she had a big. Oh, she's in a kayak too. So
Yep.
the last show she had a big one on a boat. Now she's in a kayak catching big ones. Look out, guys.
Nice job, Nikki.
Look out.
All right, and next we got Scotty Hepner with a nice, pretty smallmouth. Scotty's getting on him too with regularity, it seems like.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thanks, Scotty, for sending that in. Next we have Randy Rosenberry with a snakehead. That's a freaking giant snakehead.
That is a giant snakehead. I'm sure that was fun.
Oh
I'd be
my
about half
goodness.
afraid to bring that thing in my boat.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, in a boat it's be all right, but in a kayak, phew, I don't know, man. That thing would be flopping around, making all kinds of a mess in your kayak, and
Yeah.
probably trying to bite your ankles.
Yep, exactly. Alrighty. Do you want to go
We
through
got-
those last two?
Yeah. Next we have Sean Lavery. Me and Sean went on a trip with a guide last week, and Jeff, thank you for taking us out. He was nice enough to take us out and didn't charge us. Had an awesome time. We didn't catch a lot of fish, but we caught some really good quality fish.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
And as evidenced by the next photo, which was Carlisle, one of Carlisle's big ones from the trip.
Yeah.
And just getting to fish off a jet boat was so much fun. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know how they drive the way they drive. I would be puckered the whole time if I was driving. Oh my gosh. We went over stuff that was so shallow, I could not believe it. I was just like, holy cow.
Yeah. There was times that I was.
He
we
knew
were-
what he
we were
was
doing
doing, you
about-
could tell, and
Yeah.
it was
We were doing
awesome,
about 40 miles an hour, and we were hitting like stones, like little tiny pebbles. You could feel them like going across the bottom of the boat. That's, I mean, inches of water, 1 or 2 inches of water.
but it was crazy. It amazes me that those boats can do that.
Yeah, it was
So,
fun. It was fun.
very much.
All right. Well, welcome Charlie and Rudy to the show, guys.
Yeah. Come on in. Whoops. Am I fighting you, Carlisle? There we go.
Go ahead, you do it. Bring them in.
Oh, you know what? We got to switch to this view. There we
There
go.
we go. What's up, guys?
Thanks for having us.
Welcome to Chasing the 20 inchers. Or
Yeah,
should I
thanks for
say the
coming on,
21
gents.
inchers now? So the reason we brought these guys on, we had a tournament a couple weeks ago, or was it last weekend? I don't even remember. We had so many dang tournaments over the past 2 weeks.
It's been busy.
Yeah, down on the Upper Bay, and Rudy came in first place, took all our money, and Charlie came in second and third. There was like 3 different tournaments going on at once, and he took all our money too. So we wanted to kind of bring you guys on and kind of break down the Upper Chesapeake as far as, you know, what you guys found. We don't have to give all the juice, but if you want, you can, you know, talk about your baits and whatever you want to talk about. Starting with if you practiced, maybe if you want to start with that. If you practice, if not, then just we'll start off with Rudy. Did you practice at all, Rudy?
Not at all.
So you just
Not
went
at
out
all.
there
Wow.
and fished the moment.
I've been blind completely. I fished last time we fished the Upper Chesapeake with CRM, which basically was Northeast Creek. I did use a different ramp. I went out of a Georgetown ramp because I have a pretty big take-two kayak. So I like the wet market, and the park in Northeast would have probably wouldn't have made it to the beach mall. So we went in there. Nice. It was water was nice. Wind was nice in the morning, and we just started fishing our way up into the creek. After about 40 dust boats came by for about mock season.
Wow.
Can you move a little closer to the microphone? It's still
Yeah,
sounding a little. Yeah. Okay.
I don't even scare
Yes.
people to do story.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Uh,
Guess
so
I
when you
never
were
finished the microphone. Is that better?
so when you,
It's about the same.
so Rudy, when you launched, what was in your head? Like, what was your plan?
My plan was to get a river. So from where we landed, I was going to cross the river. Take some docks on the way up, see if there was any gas out in the middle. And work my way up to the park area, to the creek mouth, and try to find some cooler water.
Cooler water. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you know, when I camped out in the north, around 92 degrees. Um, when I got to the creek, I think it started dropping down. Probably like 75, 76.
Okay. Interesting. How's the does the grass change up there, or is it? I know, like down at the park that we fished our event. Or when was that? When Carlisle and I practiced out down there, it was grassy as all get out.
Back in Oregon Creek was muddy and fast to work on a lot of it. Um,
Okay.
and it wasn't very thick. There was a little
Okay.
couple patches around, but it wasn't as much grass, but it's usually this time of year.
Okay.
We technically always have the water for the more stuff, but the rain we had this spring and it didn't really take off yet.
Yeah, I know sometimes when it clouds it up, it doesn't let the sunlight through, and the grass kind of gets stunted for a little bit.
Definitely. I didn't see as much grass, but I think I something to keep the water look a little cleaner up there.
Okay.
And then once you started, when you caught your first bass, you felt like you were onto something, or is that what kept you in
Well,
that area?
I guess the water was fine that day. It might have looked easy when you looked at my numbers, but when I found it out, I didn't catch my first fish till about 11 o'clock.
Wow.
So I worked
Oh
my way
wow.
up. I was competing with bass boats. They were just, they could care less that we're fishing a tournament. They would slide in front of me, behind me, right up next to me, and trying to fish spots on my way up. And I think they launched out of that marina. So that's kind of a lot of them. And every time I went to go fish something, there'd be two bass boats there. So it was a lot of pressure on the creek. And then when I worked back, I actually went into the marina, saw another competitor in the marina fishing the dock. So I moved away, gave him space, and started working back my way up into the creek. Um, and when I got up in the creek and the water started dropping in temperature, I saw a couple things. I had one miss. Um, and then I saw two guys pass, launched into the water in front of me. So I knew they were there. So I just kind of like dug in and started going through the tackle box, seeing what they wanted to eat. And it was tough, man. I pretty much gave them everything I brought with me. I mean, I think I had 8 rods on the kayak. I might have went through all of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
And I
I
think
was
the
going to
tide.
ask how long you stick with it before you change.
well, I was using the scuba box, so I got a light there, so I could keep this on the fish finder. And where it was in the creek, it was like a foot on both sides, and there's like a little 4 foot fence going up through the middle. And there were some boulders in there where I saw the fish go. So I knew there was something there, and I had visual contact that there was something in there. And going back down the river really wasn't the plan with all the black boats and the pressure. So I was just trying to figure out what they were eating. And I just started getting smaller. So I just started working my way down on my boat. So I ended up I can remember it, to be honest with you. CRD.
Yeah.
Um, as soon as I hit the water, caught my
That's
first
crazy.
19, literally just salted. So gave me a clue when I was working with, really small bait. And then I just started working up the creek trying to fish any piece of cluster wood or boulder I saw in the water. It wasn't very wide up there, and the water was pretty cool. Seen a couple fish swim by, and so I knew they were in there. So I just kind of stuck with it. And the size of the fish I was catching were decent. So I wasn't going to complain. So I think I probably hooked up about, I don't know, 2 dozen times, but I only landed like 6 fish. Um, it was tough. I caught up in some free ranches a couple times on the side of the creek. It started getting windier. Um, Thought I broke a rod going through the bridge. Thought I had clearance, and then I just heard it grinding on the top of the bridge.
Scraping. Oh, that's the worst
Yeah,
sound.
so, but then we had some recreational paddlers come through, and then lost my bike for about a half hour. Then I finally caught another one, and I think it was getting close to like 12:30. We were out. I think we were lines in like 2. Was it 2 o'clock?
Yeah,
1:30.
I think it was
Um,
1:30.
I'm getting close to the end of the day, so I make my way back. I caught a 12 incher and landed that, and that was my fifth fish. So I had a pretty good bag. I did catch the 22 under the bridge, or 21 and a half under the bridge. And right after I caught that, these two fishermen in kayaks were coming up, and the guy paddled up literally within 2 feet of me. Like he was right next to me. And
Oh my gosh.
I just looked over and said, "Hey, buddy, I'm trying to fish this little hole right here. Do you mind going around the other side of the tunnel to 2 sides of the tube?" He decided to paddle next to the guy that was fishing under the tunnel. He was polite. He backed up and went around, told his buddy to go around. But he pretty much took it to the point where when I was looking at the live scope, they were like tucked down under the rock, like between some rocks, and they just disappeared. And I'm pretty much came back, but I was running out of time anyway. So I just caught the 21 and a half. I just said I'll start fishing my way back down the river. Um, Caught a couple of things. I upgraded. I had a 16 was my next fish. I got 3 of that for 17, and um, started heading back in. And pretty much didn't get any bites on the way out. Um, Ran back out to a few bass boats, and then as I was going back across the river, it was real windy, probably rolling like 2.5 foot rollers coming through Northeast Creek.
Oof.
So I went around the shoreline, and I was the tank is pretty big. It can handle the big water, so I wasn't worried about that. But it was a little rough, getting a little wet. The marina was off on the right side there. So I was like, well, let me go hit these docks real quick. And I went up in there, hit the couple docks, caught like 3 smaller fish, under 12 inches. So it was like, I had an upgrade with like 12 and a half, I think. But they were all like 12, 11 and a half. And then, I drifted back, where the pier did like a T in the middle. This open whole marina too. So there was like broken ceilings underneath the water. You could fish. And I picked stuff under there. I thought I was a catfish, or something, because it just started pulling on me. Had a lot of weight, just dragging my kayak sideways. The wind was blowing me up under the top. And then finally, when it came out of the water, it was a 19 and 3/4. That was my upgrade. And
Nice.
it put me over the top, because I lifted shot Sims, and he was right there. So if I didn't get that upgrade, he would definitely taken it. He's a pretty consistent angler when it comes to numbers. So
Very.
Yeah.
I got pretty lucky that day. Like I said, I came into a found spot with some decent fish in it, figured out what they were biting, and then started working my way back so I can make it back to the ramp, and just try to find a couple spots that looked similar to where I was fishing. It had some structure, and was able to pull that other fish out of there on the way back.
Now, do you have history there in that spot, or you just went over
Well,
there?
I went. We fished. I think got third place up there.
Okay.
With CRM last year. So we
Okay.
fished the CRM in my trail last year, USA Basses, and we fished there. I got third place there, and I fished a total different area there. I fished the dock off the right side, and was able to pick up some fish there. But I tried all those docks, and even my front fish, they weren't taking anything. But like I said, if I went down a little front, there might have been 2 or 3 bass boats in and out there by the time I made it to that and fish those docks.
You had
The times are coming in too, so usually like incoming time doesn't fish as well as the outgoing time, just because the cleaner water. So it's brackish water. So an incoming tide, the water is usually saltier. And the fish, I say personally that the fish don't feed as well on the brackish side of it. And when it gets cleaner on the outgoing tide, I think it picks up. And that's kind of what happened. Like I said, my first bite was around 11, and it was just steady after that.
yeah, I think the
But,
tide changed at like 10 o'clock. I think that's when it was scheduled to change.
I think
But
it's
you
8:30 in the
wound
morning after like high tide was at 8:30.
you wound up with 96.5 inches. I mean, that's pretty impressive for not practicing and just going out there and fishing the moment.
Yeah, just waited. You know, what we did. 3.5 hour drive to get there. So, you know,
That's
it was
all.
a
Where do you
little
live
bit
at?
of well, I used to live on Eastern Shore, which is still 3.5 hour drive. But I moved up to North Central PA. I live up in by Williamsport, PA now,
Oh, okay.
on the
Okay.
left brain.
Okay, yeah.
Good. That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that first place. I mean, you took it all home. So you had a 21 and a quarter, a 19 and 3/4, a 19 and a half, an 18 and a quarter, and a 17 and 3/4. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
I mean, I got some one years in that. I'm using my left hand for free sometimes. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of irons in the fire since I do here from the water. I'm usually pretty busy, just trying to get time off and then have a day job. So it's a little tough to get some free time in, but I can. And I just when I'm fishing someplace, if I know like plans or something like that, I kind of remember that. So if I ever end up back there, it's kind of like I have a good starting point. So you know, I fished in the Susquehanna, like down around the 100 grade. Didn't do much fishing up in the Northeast, but we started like I said, we fished it the 1 year, and I kind of figured out a pattern, and I thought that pattern would be there, and it wasn't. But we were able to find something that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Congratulations, man. What about you, Charlie? Do you get to do any pre-fishing for this tournament?
No, I didn't do any practice for this tournament.
And you just showed up and fished the moment. I mean, you fished the bay before, so did you kind of like run what your history was?
Kinda. I put in the tidings there and have a grace, and decided on a spot I didn't think anybody would be there, and then worked my way into the area I really kind of wanted to fish, and I just let the Newport eat. It was probably about 2 miles to that spot, and of course, another tidal water hammer was sitting on it. Jonathan Packus was sitting where I wanted to fish, so I kind of stayed out and worked away from him, and he caught one, and then I caught one like while he was still measuring his. I think that was a 16 and a quarter. And then I fished that grass all the way around to where I wanted to fish. And it was, I didn't have a single bite other than I think I caught one perch
Wow.
until I got into that main area. I was hoping they'd be there. I did get into there. And shortly after getting in there, I busted a 20.
I got a picture of it right here.
Yep. Yeah, that was the first one.
Yep. That's a nice fish, man. Big old head on him.
Yeah. So, worked my way in through there and just made multiple passes, working that grass all day long. Picked up another 20 kind of early, then a 19 and 75. And then I think I ended up calling out. I had some other smaller fish, ended up calling out with a 17 and a half or something.
Yep, 17 and a half, and then you had another 17.
That's a heck of a bag, man.
94 and a quarter inches.
Yeah.
So, and you said you were catching them early, like before it was still high tide?
Oh, yeah. The first one I had was, I mean, probably within 10 minutes of lines in.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Within like an hour or more, and never caught another fish.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, anytime you put up 90 inches on the upper bay, it's a good bag. I hand it to you guys. So, do you want to share? What was that?
On day two, they had a day two tournament. I don't even think they broke 90 on day two.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think I heard that too.
Wow. Did you want to share kind of like what you were throwing, Charlie, or you want to keep that on the down low?
Oh, no, we're good. I was throwing a Dave's Tournament tackle spinner bait, 3/8 ounce in the grass. For me, it's just throwing something different. You know, everybody else is throwing something.
Yeah. And you were targeting grass. Is that what your
Yes.
main target was?
Yeah. The first 20 came in eelgrass, and then the others came in milfoil.
Wow.
And you find that spinnerbait comes through there pretty good. I always wondered what people throw in that the real thick stuff.
Yeah, Dave's stuff, his stuff's made for the tidal water.
Okay.
So his swim jigs, his spinner baits, they come through the grass pretty well.
What's the name again?
Dave's Tournament Tackle.
Okay.
When you were targeting the grass, were you ripping through it at all to kind of get a reaction strike, or you were just kind of like slow rolling it or
Slow rolling.
slow rolling it?
Yeah.
Okay,
If it would catch on the grass, I'd pop it, but mostly slow rolling.
Yeah. Because I found a bite later in the day. It was too late to. I don't even think I put a limit up. I only caught 3 fish that I got in the boat. I lost probably 3 or 4 of them. But I found something later in the day where I was targeting grass and I was yo-yoing, like not really yo-yoing from the bottom to the top, but I was yo-yoing from the top of the grass, kind of like to like an inch above, like before I would get out of the water, and they would come up out of the grass and smash it. I guess that's kind of a technique that they use down there with when they throw chatterbaits. I don't fish down there much, so I don't really know. But I figured that out. It was probably 12 o'clock, and when I only had an hour and a half to try to catch a limit, like didn't quite catch a limit, but it was fun. It was fun trying to figure it out.
Yeah, the Dave's spinner baits, they have real light wire, and they're great for the vibration. But you have to be mindful and change them out for a new one after you catch some fish on it, especially 220s in 1975 and 2 over
I'm sure
17.
they make
Yeah.
a mess of it.
When you get the next 20 right beside the boat and pick up the net, the spinnerbait breaks.
Oh.
I'd imagine you got plenty of those spinnerbaits.
I just got a dozen more in while I was up on Juniata.
There you go. There you go.
But I
Oh,
cut all the skirts. I cut all the skirts off and make my own skirts.
Oh,
Again,
that's
just something different, something they haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll do the same thing on the jackhammers.
Okay.
Well, we're going to take a 30-second commercial, guys. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to Chasing the 20 Inchers, the Susquehanna River podcast. We were talking the Upper Chesapeake Bay. We were down there about a week or 2 ago, and these 2 guys laid down some big bags. I think Rudy had 96 and some change, and Charlie had 94 and some change. And I mean, both respectable bags. I mean, you all know Charlie. Anywhere he goes, he's a threat, man. He's definitely a threat. But we look up to you, Charlie, and we know you're a stick, and you put the time in.
Well,
So-
I'll tell you way, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And where do you live, Charlie? Down in Virginia or
West Virginia.
West Virginia?
Yep.
Okay. What'd you guys think of the tournament this past weekend? You guys have fun with that Kayak Adventure Series?
I love the format. It's a little tiring after that Friday afternoon session, and then you get back late and have to get up early in the morning to do all day on Saturday. I didn't have a great tournament, but I was fishing, so you're damn right I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Drew really puts a lot of effort in that. He does a lot of they give away so much stuff, and he has tons of sponsors for that tournament, and he works his ass off to throw.
He does a really good job. The payouts are 100%. Plus, you got a bunch of sponsor stuff. I'd love to see his trail get a little more interest into it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that I think what do we have 65 individual?
Yeah, 65.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a little more. But I know there was a couple guys that couldn't make it that I know.
Me being one of them.
Yeah, but I mean, what an experience! That was my third kayak adventure series tournament. I fished the one up in Towanda when they had that hurricane come through 2 years ago, and then we fished the Susquehanna one last year. And man, I'll tell you what, that his tournament is like the most fun that I have in all the tournaments that I fish all year long. So kudos to you, Drew, for putting together such a heck of a tournament trail, man. Awesome job.
One thing I like about the tournament is it's very strategic. You got the evening, because that's 5 fish for 2 days. So when you see the first day's limit, you kind of get a gauge of how the fish is going. And then if you look at the everyone fish, you can kind of see their green fish or bronzies and like, which way do they go? And then you're like, you kind of figure out your game plan. So some people,
Yeah.
went on land, did like an 18-mile float, 15-mile float. I know Paulie River let me know about how far he went on the river.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see everyone's plan and how it would work out for him. For me, like I said, I took 3 days to the first day from 22 and fast, so I was like, I wanted to go to the river on day 2, but catching that fish kind of drew me back. And I'm not saying, I'm not okay for the tournament. I'm going to finish 11th, but um, that's why I went to the river and the finger went. I think probably did a little bit better because he ended up finishing third back Campbell. So we do that, and we're supposed to the plan was for to fish the river. So I think an evening bite, maybe the green fish would bite better in the evening than the smallie. So it's definitely a lot of strategy there. And again, another 2 things that race, but talk about I've been lucky lately to roll up there and take a quickie into a tree, have the wind almost blow me into the snag, and then think I snagged up in the 15 and the snag swims away. So I guess luck was in my favor.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool because like when me and Larry were practicing, I mean, we were calling each other while we were on the water practicing and trying to, I mean, you don't get many chances to do that stuff. Like when you're fishing tournaments, you kind of try to keep to yourself, but when you're fishing a team tournament, you want to communicate with your partner on what's working and what's not. So during practice, we were calling each other like pretty much probably 15 times in one little practice session. I found this, I seen this, and I think that's kind of neat that you get to kind of strategize together, and then when tournament day comes, you have at it. But for us, it was different for tournament day. It was like the stuff that we were really focused on during practice wasn't working during the tournament. So we really had to change things up.
With out of state events, a lot of people come from out of state. You get a lot of people free fishing. I think that puts a lot of pressure too, because I ran into someone fishing. There's nobody there when I fished that lake on Friday. On Saturday, one guy was probably with me, and I saw another guy fill up like halfway through the day, and he said he free fished it, during the week. He caught a ton of fish, and I'm like, okay, well, the lake's not that big, so you go through there and start catching all the fish, and it's from the little sky for a couple days to the bite. So, I'm sure that plays to it too, because you go to a place that doesn't get a lot of pressure, and then you send a bunch of people in there fishing, free fishing. Now the lake, so that's going to fish differently on tournament day. So that's probably part of the strategy. And I know my friends went to I think he went to Raytown Lake.
Raystown, yeah.
He had to deal with like weightless. I think he
Yep.
had a kayak roll up on his leg. So when we're both coming by, so that's like something else you don't think about. There's a bunch of boat traffic on the lake on the weekend. I'm sure if you guys fish the river, the ramp is full of competitors and pet boats and everything else.
I know the
news coming by. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Charlie, how many kayaks were at our boat launch on Saturday morning? 30?
Around there, close to that, between 25 and 30, I think.
That was crazy.
Yep.
That was crazy. Half of the field almost. at one
Yeah.
one launch. Did you fish the team trail, Charlie?
Yeah, I fished the team and I also fished the micro bag. I fished all three.
Yeah. So about that micro bag, what was your like because I know like you want to catch big fish. So like what were you thinking as far as taking time to catch little ones, or were you just fishing normally?
Well, like I try to keep them honest. I'll pick up the turd and net a little here and there and throw it in there. And I had a couple of small fish. So after
Okay.
being at the New River, at the New River is when I first fished the micro bag, and I was catching big fish and small fish on a Ned. And so I went ahead and put in for the micro bag, and it ended up being kind of fun. So I'll probably put in for that every time I fish those.
Yeah, and it's only $25, right?
Yeah, it's $25. It's winner take all, and it's kind of fun to sit there and say, "Man, I lost a good one, and it was smaller than anything you had."
Yeah.
But anyway, caught a small fish on the Ned, and being when I fished it down in the New River, I threw the crappie jig box in the kayak this time, and
There you go.
had a rod rigged up with a 4-pound test and a crappie jig, and just went to town on about 20 or 30 of them in about a matter of an hour on Friday afternoon.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
And that's where I honestly, I think that's where I caught all 5 of the fish I had entered. But after looking at the guy that won it and seeing what he had on day one, there wasn't any point in trying to fish that anymore.
Yeah. He
He had that wrapped up.
Yeah. He had 26 inches, Sean, the guy that won the micro bag.
Wow.
So he had 4 5-inchers and then 1 6-incher. Right?
He actually had all his fish were under 6.
Yeah.
He had like 3 5s and 2 5.5s or something like that.
Wow.
Wow.
And that they were said that's a record for the micro bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a 5-inch minimum. So the least amount you could have is 25.
Yeah.
He was
That's
darn close to that.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Holy cow.
So is there a maximum for the micro bag too? Is like
9
less
and
than
9
9 3/4?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I mean, everybody I talked to about that micro bag, they said it's so much fun just to go out there and try to catch the little ones.
Well, I've kind of made it a goal to win that and at least cash a check in the individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you wind up with your micro bag?
Oh, I think I was like 37.25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And
had 1 5 3/4 in there, and that was my smallest fish was bigger than anything he had, so there wasn't any point trying anymore.
that's crazy, man. Like wow, 5, all 5s. And then Rudy, didn't you have big bass for the tournament? 22. That one big bass for the whole tournament, 22-incher. He brought home the big bass bling. I'm surprised you're not wearing that right now. The gold chain. If there you go.
Oh wow,
Big
that is
bass
bling.
Bling bling. Mr. T.
On the USA Bass side of things,
Yeah.
you got the 21 inch on that. But I don't
Yep.
think a lot of people know about it. It was a little bit more competition, but you got your first place in big bass on that little side tournament.
Thank you. Thank you. I got a picture of the 21-incher right here.
Yep. Congrats to Carlisle for his new PV.
And I did video both days, so I will have a video coming out in the future. I'm just trying to get caught up with. Right after we're done here, I'm going to upload my Kayak Anglers of Central PA practice on the Juniana. I didn't want to post any of that stuff before the Kayak Adventure Series because I didn't want people to know, what to use and this and that. So I will share all that stuff now that that's over with. I'll start off with the practice video, and then I'll go into the tournament for the Kayak Anglers of Central PA, and then after that, I'll post one from the Kayak Adventure Series. So you guys want to check that stuff out, go to Chasing 20 Inchers on YouTube. Charlie, did you film it all this weekend?
I did. There's not much to see, but I did.
Yeah, because I know you got a YouTube channel, and you post your videos up on there.
I haven't posted anything in a while. my work schedule and fishing schedule don't leave much time for video editing and
Yeah,
all that
that's
fun stuff. So
very time consuming, the editing part.
It's
To
like
go,
it could have been pretty exciting.
can you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
I think in your video that could have been pretty strategy for fishing kayak adventure series. Could mislead people. They think that would be what the bite was on.
Well, at the time, I didn't know that the bite was going to change. So, yeah, I probably should have done that. That would have screwed a lot of people up.
You could have marketed that, man.
I know. Yeah.
Well, we've heard that from quite a few people, of people showing up at the ramp and saying, "Hey, I saw these guys on YouTube and they were throwing this." So I'm like, it really does. You'd be surprised how many people use that.
Yeah, a lot of people do research when they go to a new place to find spots to find. So, you know, if you think 3 weeks out, that's going to be different than 3 weeks later. Especially if you had rain in between there, weather, rivers up, rivers down, it warms up.
Yeah. I know if I'm going to a new place, I try to find YouTube videos on it just to see, like, actually, I try to find the same month the video was made to try to figure out something, you know, to start
Place
with.
to start, yeah.
Yeah. I actually watched Charlie's video on the Upper Potomac, and I was gonna steal his spot, but I never did. No. Yeah, it's a good tool. I mean, any little tool that you can find to try to get you started, like you said, Sean, especially if you're going to a new place.
Yep.
But man, the young guns this weekend were putting the hurting on us old guys, man.
they sure did.
Them young kids are under 20 years old. First place and first in team. And I think one of them got third. Yeah. That one kid.
When you're under 20, you can drive a kayak 15 miles on shallow water.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But that one kid, before the tournament started, he caught a 22. Real young kid. He doesn't look like he's more than 14 or 15 years old.
Yeah, he's 14. He lives close to me.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's a hammer.
Yeah, just across the Potomac and into Maryland there.
Man, if he's already catching them like that, man, he's going to be a force.
Wait 10 years and see what happens.
Right.
If he sticks with it, he's going to be another Charlie Rustler.
He impressed me on his kayak handling.
Yeah.
He's pretty good reading the water at his age. His dad was having some trouble. He got a hole in the kayak there yesterday afternoon, and I was down below a ledge. The kid was up above it, and he picked out the spot to go through, and he looked at me and kind of just shrugged his shoulders like, "Is it good?" I was like, "Yeah, you're good, man. Go ahead." And it like, I wouldn't send somebody that wasn't experienced down that thing, and that kid just right through it, no problem.
Nice. Yeah.
I wish I had started that young, man.
Yeah, me too. Shit, I don't even think they had kayaks when I was that young.
Not like they do now.
No, for sure.
Oh. Well, guys, we appreciate you guys coming on. Is there anything you guys want to say as far as thanking anybody or talking about some upcoming tournaments that are coming in next month, and any sponsors you want to thank or anything like that?
We're moving it right, Charlie.
You want to?
I'd like to thank my family, my wife for letting me do all this stuff. And I'm gone a lot. I don't know if you watch my Instagram. I'm always traveling, going somewhere. I run a couple trials for USA Gaston, which I would like to bring up. We have our last 2 tournaments coming up in July on the 11th with PA gas station on the 11th of July on the Susquehanna, and then on Sunday on the Potomac, the Upper Potomac. So if you haven't fished that yet, come on out. We do have a national event in Lake Barkley, and you just have to pretty much fish 3 tournaments, and you can come out there and fish for $5,000 in a NAR. And as a tournament director, I take the money that goes to the tournament director, and I donate that all to Heroes on the Water, which is a kayak charity for veterans and first responders and their families to get them out on the water kayak fishing. So I'll run a couple. I just started a site in Pennsylvania called Pine Creek, and I run a chapter on these restore still called the Kansas Sound Chapter. So if you're a kayak angler and you want to come out and volunteer as a guide, just look me up, grab a ticket, I'll buy you lunch, and we'll have a good time fishing. Our Salisbury Lake Station is very popular. It's a private lake that the city, the Worcester County likes to fish on, and people usually catch hundreds of fish. It's ridiculous. But Pennsylvania, I'm just getting started, so I'll have a couple events coming up here in the next month or so. So sign up, be a guide. If you're a veteran or first responder, grab a participant ticket, come on out and get on the water and kayak fish. It's all free. Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah, Rudy, I'll definitely hit you up on that because I used to help with the PA chapter before it kind of folded. I was with Paul Strom and Adam Gagne, and I helped out with that for a couple years, and then it kind of, went away. So I was been looking for a chapter to help out with. So definitely, if you need help, hit me up.
Yes, my goal is to use a hand. It's good to have one-on-one with people who have kayak fish before. And, when they catch something fish, it's always good to have somebody to take that picture for them so I can get them coming back out. And, that's how I got in the water. I was testing the Kansas thing, event. I used to fish a lot of saltwater tournaments before I got into the greenfish and the freshwater tournament. And when I came back, they knew I was a Marine combat veteran, and they invited me to a Hero from the Water event. And I went up there, and they said Adam and Ashley invited me up there, and they became like family to me. And then I took over the chapter, and I've been running that since 2019. And then I moved up here, and I noticed the chapter was not in Pennsylvania, so I called National, and I set up with the equipment. And I'll have my first event here. I'm probably due on the 5th of July. So I'm trying to get some Marines from my son's unit to come up and fish with me. So we'll see. My son is in the Marine Corps now. So I'm looking forward to it and getting it back going. I'm going to start small events. I want to focus on the individuals and then taking some river floats and doing some more river smallmouth fishing, and I'm going to get them hooked on it. So I'm going to work on it.
Nice.
Very
But
cool.
yeah,
Very cool. I loved Heroes on the Water. That's a great charity for sure.
Nice. Charlie, you got any shout outs for anybody or?
Oh yeah, definitely. First and foremost, my wife for putting up with it, because I think this weekend I'm at 22 tournaments for the year, and we're only halfway through June. So she puts up with a lot. Plus, she came up with Tabitha and moved trucks for us this weekend, so that was nice too.
Nice.
Newport Motors, man, they get me around, and I don't think the one thing that's talked about at all is how durable they are, because I beat the living hell out of that thing on the river.
Yeah.
They come black, but mine's metal colored.
There's no more paint on it.
No, the bottom is just bare. So yeah, Newport Motors. I got a local guy here asked me to help him out this year a little bit, pushing his stuff. He makes some soft plastics, and he's been doing a bunch of custom colors that I've requested this year. Draw breaker custom tackle. Just trying to expose his little business a little bit more. He's pretty small, trying to get him out there. And that's pretty much it.
All right.
So I have one more thing. Our Heroes on the Water and Jack the Kayak teamed up this year, and they came out with a Ranger colored 2-10 package, which is black with green. I don't know if you saw it on my feed. But if you were to pick that thing, it comes at a special price, and it comes with a bunch of accessories kind of set up, and the money and donations go back to Heroes on the Water. So, try to get your hands on one of those and get it around and showcase it to the dealers and let people see it and demo it. But yeah, if you're looking for a new kayak and your favorite food kayak is something you're looking for, check out the Ranger Jack and Kayak and help make a donation to Heroes on the Water when you make that purchase.
Very cool.
What are you raffling it off, or how does that work?
So it's a package deal that comes with a bunch of accessories and a price, some pricing, and then a percentage of that, any of the purchases will go back to Heroes on the Water. So
Okay.
they back to kayak things like Hawaiian Cooley, and they'll do special runs of things, and it'll be for a donation or for charity. So they're doing the kayak package this year, and it's going to be a special color, a limited color, which is like OD green with black nose, black tip. To kind of a military theme, and it's going to go to, and all the revenue from those will go right back to Heroes on the Line.
Nice.
Very cool.
Well, Sean, you got anything else?
No, man. I just congrats to everybody. I like almost everybody I know did well in tournaments in the last couple of days. So just congrats to you guys, and good job. And I'm jealous.
Yeah, big bass bling, baby. All right. Well, I just want to say a couple things real quick before we head out of here. I want to thank all the sponsors for the show. Without you guys, we couldn't do this. Paddle and Fin. Check out all the other shows Paddle and Fin throws. They have the River Run, a couple other ones. If you're any kind of whatever kind of fisherman you are, there's a show for you. They have saltwater. They have, what we do, fresh, like river fishing and stuff like that. So go over to Paddle and Fin and check out all the podcasts that they do over there. Thanks to Paddle and Fin. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this, Sean. So thanks very much for them. And Randy Rosenberry, if you're listening, thank you so much, man. You're the bait maker that we look up to. So thank you. Check out Undercover Baits, guys, if you haven't checked them out yet. They catch fish. Anything else, Sean?
No, man. I think that's everything. Definitely agree with everything you said. Yeah. So I think that's it.
All right. Next Sunday, 8:00, tune in. We're going to announce with Mike Acord from Susquehanna Fish and Tackle the Susquehanna Kayak Classic and the date when that's going to be this year. So you fished that last year, Charlie. You did pretty good. I think you got 5th place, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
You one above me. I got 6th. That was a fun tournament too.
It was. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. And then this year we won't have to worry about a certain individual.
Yep.
So we won't be fishing for 2nd place. Anyhow, guys, thank you for taking the time out of Father's Day to come on the show, share your knowledge on the Upper Chesapeake, and tell us a little bit about the Kayak Adventure Series we just had this past Friday and Saturday. And we'll see you guys on the water. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me, and good job to both of you in the Kayak Adventure Series.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you again for having me.
All right, guys. Tune in, like Carlisle said, next week, and we'll catch you then with another episode of Chasing the 20 Inches here on the Paddle and Fin podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, for future shows, like, follow, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our individual channels and accounts too. Want to be a guest on one of our shows and talk of adventures, gear, or products? Contact us. Thank you for watching The Noob Show with Matt Gibson, Chasing the Tide with Dustin Nichols, The Rusty Hook with John Rapp, The River Run with Adam Fraser Pross, May Contain Fishing with Daniel Woodcock, Chasing the 20s with Carlisle Esterly and Sean Lavery, Friday Night Bites with Brian Schiller. Thanks for tuning into the Paddle and Fin Network. Subscribe and always wear your PF